Now I've set the stream information correctly. And, yep, it looks like my voice is picking up fine, so that's good to know. Let me actually turn the gain down a little, because I think it's picking up on my fan. There we go. That should do it. Let me know if it's too bad in chat once anyone shows up. Last time... Among Us. But also murder. Yeah, the dude who was... Let me check the cast name, one moment. I believe it's through this interface we get to show it up. Yep, that's right. Ex Libris, I believe is... No, Ex Libris is our character sheet. It's under people. Lauren's got fucking killed. And, unfortunately, our only friend in the monastery, is... Brother Piero is the suspect, so we gotta clear his name because it's physically impossible for him to have committed the murder. I have looked up teeny bits of information about this game, but nothing too far beyond, what just happened. I know that we can go have a chat in here, I believe, with some of the sisters. Andre, maybe if you put on some women's clothing, you might be able to let you in there, but I don't think that's gonna happen. This ain't Shakespeare. The prioress is like the head of the convent, so let's talk with her. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Is there something I can help you with? Yes, a murder. Given that the Baron was just murdered, it seems worth inquiring about the cause. Why, do you not trust in the abbot's judgment? It's not that, I just want to understand what's happened. As do I. I share your concerns over the abbot's assumptions about Brother Piero's guilt, but you must be careful about how you proceed. The abbot does not want anything to interfere with the Archdeacon's investigation. That includes you. Then help me. Help you what? Blame someone else for the murder? You know Piero didn't murder the Baron, and had to have been someone else. I will not condemn someone else to death. In doing nothing, you're allowing the other Brother Piero to die. Is that better? I am simply a nun. Why do you think I could help you? Okay, you gotta know some shit about the Baron. Alright, I did have reason to be concerned about Baron Rothvogel's presence. The Baron caused irreparable harm to one of the... It was severe that she had to leave us for some time. Say nothing. That is why I removed the sisters from his presence as soon as I could. Are there any who may have wanted revenge? Okay. No, Andreas, I don't think that would be appropriate. Alright, this doesn't help me much. I don't know what happened or to whom. I understand this is less information than you likely wanted, but I do not think I can tell you any more in good conscience. Trust me when I say the victim of this incident could not have killed the Baron. I need more than that. Are there any records on her? On what happened? Yes, we keep records on all the sisters in the library. Not that it does you any good, you're not allowed. Could I ask Sister Illuminata to see them? She won't give them to you. Our records aren't available for outsiders to look through. Sister Illuminata told me there's a secret entrance into the library. Oh, and do you know where it is? Yes, the entrance is somewhere in the crypt. Why would you think that? The entrance to the library from the scriptorium is 123 feet from the church to— Oh my god, Andreas is a massive nerd. It's proven useful. That's ridiculous. You just made that up. Nuremberg feet, specifically. Anyway, why would that tell you where the entrance to the library is? The crypt does not run parallel to the church, but 10 degrees off. And the far end of the crypt is 135 feet from the entrance. Holy shit, Andreas. This will put it directly underneath the library itself. Damn! Since no one has ever seen Sister Illuminati or Zadana entering or leaving, that is the only reasonable explanation. I suppose you think you're quite clever. You said it, not me. Don't try it, and you'll be caught and you'll be lucky if the abbot only banish you from the abbey until Judgment Day. you're probably right. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. May God bless you, Andreas Maller. We have a way into the library now. I don't think it... Maybe it wasn't the best idea to mention it to her, but I saw the icon pop up, so I wanted to pull that. But we can't really do too much else until, until more time passes, it seems. So we may as well do some local exploring, because I did see ever so briefly there are other paths we haven't seen yet in regards to the rest of town. Yep, and as expected, we can't go into the church for now. Or the monastery. Surely there's some stuff to investigate in the guest house, though. Okay, there's something here. What's this? A letter to the Baron from Prior Fenric. My god, Lawrence was blackmailing Fenric to get him to perform some kind of occult ritual. No wonder Fenric was so unsettled when Lawrence arrived. The Baron could have gotten him executed for witchcraft. That definitely seems like an important clue, alright. I'm glad we came in here. Nope, we can't go into here. It's a shame I don't think umbrellas have been invented yet. That would be very useful. Flowers, help me. Irises could help, but... The church is on the way to the Druckers, and we've been to the mill already. So let's go check out the forest. Smokey, whoever this is. Oh, there's people here to introduce ourselves to. Oh, Master and Mailer. Yes? We met once before, I think. You were drawing something by the waterfall. I'm Smokey. Well, Adam, but people call me Smokey. You're the charcoal burner. Yes, I have to stay out here in the forest near the Leyland. Is there anything I can do for you? Just admiring your home. This seems like a good place. The charcoal fires tend to mask the view a bit, but otherwise it's not too bad. Was there something you needed? No, just being friendly. Oh, of course. Good to see you. Until next time, Master Mailer. Until then. Oh, good, I can advance. Do you need something? No, I can't really talk to you about the murder yet. These are still the intro dialogues, because we haven't met these people yet, probably. Oh, hello. You're not a local, are you? No, I'm saying in passing, only briefly. Smokey, a friend of yours? No, I mean, I didn't know him before coming to Tassing, but he's let me stay with him, so yes, I suppose he is. Oh, you're Romani. Okay. Most book spies any... That's fair. Raisha comes with dangers, too. I haven't seen you too often. Do you live here? I'm only visiting Tassing for now. My name is Andreas Mailer. Oh, you're the artist staying up at the Abbey. It's nice to meet you. Most folk in Tassing don't come down here to talk. Right, I'm Vaslav, a traveling tinkerer. I travel from place to place, sharpening knives, mend small things that need mending, that sort of thing. What brought you to Tassing? Well, I actually came to visit Kirsau's library. I had hoped for one of the monks to read them to me, but the abbot wouldn't let me in. We are alike in that regard, Master Mailer. What were you looking for? Well, I explained I was looking for a text about the elements. If they're primordial, as Aristotle says, then God didn't create them. They exist with him since the dawn of time. That's a fascinating idea. Not only that, but it explains the presence of the angels and demons before the creation of the world. Of the 5 elements, angels are fire and air, and demons are water and earth. And the world was ether before the Lord formed it. Satan appeared as a snake to Eve, something, Genesis stuff. Yeah, be careful, that's mildly heretical. I am well aware, Master Mailer. I like the blue text speech there. Nonetheless, I thank you for your concern. I should get back to work. Until later, Vaslav. Nope, can't. Well, we met these two lads who, I'm sure they're just friends and have nothing romantic going on between them that would be good to hide from the church. Okay, we have a shrine and a waterfall. Let's check out the shrine. A carving of Saint Sadia. It looks quite old. And that's all for now about this, then. I'm sure this will become hyper-relevant to some quest later. Let's check the waterfall. Water must flow down from the snow melt in the mountains above the abbey. Yeah, I guess the nature man would know how that works since we picked... Oh, kids! Oh, okay, you're the kids. Hi. Afternoon, Paul. What are you kids doing down here? Fwogs! Wouldn't you have better luck by the river? We're not really looking for frogs. I am! Me too? It appears you're outnumbered. Do your parents... Okay, why don't you tell me what you're really up to? It's nothing bad. We're throwing rocks. Bert! Rocks down the hole. You're throwing rocks in the old mine? Maybe. It's just they fall a long way down. If you lie on the edge, you can hear them go plick! Way down below. I've thrown 100 rocks. It's really not that many. But it's not that many. What do you think's at the bottom? Rocks! Aside from the rocks. Salt? Dad says the dead guys ate it. He means the Romans. They built the salt mine, the aqueduct too. The aqueduct, the Imperial Road, and many other things besides. It seems this town is riddled with Roman building projects. All about the treasure. Oh, right. There's something shiny at the bottom. It's what we want to hit with the rocks. It could be old Roman coins. Oh, I hope that might be groschen. Oh, that is a... Oh, groschen are modern coins right now, I suppose. Or golden. The treasure. We should get it. I don't think that's a good idea. It's a long way down and you could be hurt. So, I'm gonna live forever! Dad says that's blasphemy. Are you gonna tell Andreas? No, it's gonna be our secret. Yes! Thank you, Master Mailer. Until later. Bye! They're just kids. I don't need to... I don't think they're gonna fall down the hole. I think. A bit unfortunately missed this on day one, but we do have a couple of days before anything else big happens, it seems. What, there's like 3 days until the investigator gets here? Oh, it looks like we can't go back right now either. Oh yeah, on the way back we were told a dread prophecy from the seer that lives here, or something. What's up, Klaus? Good day, Andreas. Back from the Abbey already? It's only noon. Andreas, are you alright? No, something really bad's happened. Oh god, what No. Forgive me. Come inside and sit down for a minute. If it's not in a position, I would like a moment to rest. Not in a position at all. My friends are always welcome in my home. Besides, I could use your opinion on something. Good day, Andres. Shall I fix you a plate? If it's not too much trouble, I would appreciate it. It'd be my pleasure. The rain has got everyone's spirits down. Hopefully a good meal can cheer you up. Hello. Hi, Berthold. Sleepy. Come back to my workshop. I'm gonna do a new run of Till Jugendspiegel. There was a printing a few years ago in Strasbourg, but it was awful. Almost bereft of illustrations. What do you think of these new ones? Ooh, nice. I'll be honest. I was just running this in 2 passes, with the background elements in a letter ink to help the characters stand out. That's a fine idea. I'll pass your compliments on to Marie. Are these her woodcuts? They are. The drawings were mine, but she did the block cuts. I've got enough talent to draw the designs, but only she can do the woodcuts and the type. Christian prayers. I'm gonna take a drink over as they read. Andreas, what were the bells for at the Abbey? They were sounding for a long time. The visiting nobleman, Lawrence Rothlogo, was found murdered in the chapter house. God in heaven, he rode by here just yesterday. Yes, and it gets worse. One of the elderly brothers I worked with in the scriptorium, Piero, was accused of the crime. That's awful. A murder in Curacao? How could a monk do such a thing? I'm sorry, Andreas. The Baron seemed like an interesting man, and I know he's been a patron of the Abbey for years. How did he die? Could it have been an accident? And does the abbot really believe that Brother Piero killed him? You've always spoken of him in the kindest terms. I'd rather spare you the details, but it's hard to believe it was natural. But no, I don't believe Piero did it. I can't imagine him harming anyone. It's physically impossible for him to do that. But don't hold back on my account. I've had children and even helped Agnes deliver a few. I'm not squeamish. Yes! Blood! But if it wasn't Brother Piero, who do you think could have done it? I did see Lucky Steinauer get into a shouting argument with Lawrence yesterday just before I walked by your place. Lucky? Why would he have cause to shout at a nobleman? There's probably something else going on that you wouldn't know about, dear. What do you mean by that? I'm not one to trade gossip, but if you really want to know, talk to some of the other women in town. Or Mother Cecilia up at the Abbey. I spoke to Mother Cecilia already. Her resolve to protect the sisters is unrelenting. Yes, I would imagine so. Oh, there's no need for that. Lucky is a forthright man. I'm sure if you ask him, he'll tell you what the argument is about. Thank you both. That's good advice. There is something else, though. When Lawrence and I were walking out of the meadow, the widow Kemperin came out of the woods and... Yes? Well, she cursed him. I'm not surprised. Oletta's late husband, Rannig, ran afoul of Lawrence on his last visit to Tassing. I don't remember the details, but Rannig died just last year, and Ottilia hasn't been the same since. She was always an old bitch, even before she was old. Klaus, that's enough. She's had to deal with a job lot in life. And now she lives all alone at the edge of the woods. There are rumors she's going to lose her property soon. I do pity her, even if she is a bitter woman. There should be some exception in the law for her to inherit. It seems like it would be more just, yeah. It wasn't always this way. I think my great-grandmother inherited this land way back when. Well, if men change it, they can change it back. You're right as always, my dear. Enough about Ottilia. Is there anyone else you think might have done it? I don't know if he has any ill intent, but Prior Frederick has been acting strangely ever since the day Lawrence arrived. Perhaps an academic disagreement? I know they're both avid readers, both of classics and new works. On his last visit, the Baron brought a book on astronomy from me. I know the Prior has some similar interests. But would the Prior kill someone over a simple disagreement? What is an opinion for some is a testament of faith for others and worth killing for. That may be so, but I've never seen that sort of anger in Prior Frederick, not even when Gernot was made abbot instead of him. Afterward, he seemed bitter, but never violent. It just doesn't seem to be a part of his character. So, Lucky, the widow, and the Abbey Prior. Anyone else? There was something strange when we approached the Abbey together. Mother Cecilia was outside with some of the sisters. Mother Cecilia scowled and took the nuns inside without saying a word. Sounds like they have a history, at least. I do not know Mother Cecilia personally, but I have never heard anyone speak badly of her. If she had cause to dislike the Baron, I must believe she had good reason. Well, Andreas, it sounds like there's a lot to look into. Thank you for talking to me. I was feeling overwhelmed. You're always welcome here, Andreas, at any time. Yeah! You are especially welcome with this one. God be with you, Andreas. Thank you. Be good until I come back, Birdhold. I'll try. 2 days remain. A bit less time than I thought. I have several leads to follow, but where should I start? We have several quests now. I could talk to Lucky Strauner. He's probably working in front of his house. A widow and a Kemperin live south of here, near Franz Bauer. Prior Frederick is usually at the scriptorium, but I won't be able to talk to him until tomorrow. Still, nothing would prevent me from talking about Cecilia in the convent, although we did that already. But if I don't attend Brother Florian's examination of the body at the Abbey, I'll have to do it without me. Let's check the south. I don't know if we've been this way yet, because there was a flood that kind of closed off some stuff. Hey, Mallory, you see my son? Not today. Has something happened? Nothing. A good box of... Oh, God. A good thing I lied. See my thought Molly, she'd drive me crazy about it. What's got her worried? There ain't a thing in this world that don't worry my wife. Martin's no exception. Boy's always running off, always comes home too. Doesn't stop her getting hysterical about it. Is your son? Yeah, well, I didn't ask you, did I? Talk to cat or don't, it don't matter to me. Until later, Miller. Let's not say anything. You seem like a jackass. Talk to the widow. Well, if it isn't the Rotten Baron's new best friend. Nice to see you too, Attila. Sarcasm. What do you want? You must be bothering me for something. He's been killed. Oh, is that what all those bells are for? My, what a blessing. Not the first time Pextra answered my call. You wanna know what I think? I'm glad he's dead. I hope whoever killed him gets the abbot next. Maybe burns the entire abbey to the ground. And that's all I have to say about it. Well, if an innocent man is at stake, think I care about what happens to some old monk? Idiot. Kill them all, see if I care. Every agent of the church should die. Where's this anger coming from? Is something to get off with? No! Well, maybe. Don't suppose those skinny arms of yours can hold more than a paintbrush? I'm not so strong as Otto, but I can lift things and reach high places if that's what you need. Not often someone else to help out old Attila. Fine, you do some things for me, maybe it'll jog my memory. But it's gonna take a while. Lots of things I'm building up, things I'm too old to do. You got some place to be? I do, but I'll be back later to help. Don't let it hit your ass on the way out. Okay, so we do have a timetable of things that will lock us in for the afternoon for stuff. Can't go down there. Let's check the town commons. Anyone here? Hey, Andreas. Otto and old Otto. Good to see you, Andreas. Okay, nothing there. Did we go to Central Town? think we did, yeah. God bless you, Andreas. Hi. Okay, we already were through here. Hello, Andreas. Something you need? How are you doing, Lucky? We don't talk much. Andreas, I have things to do. Finally, Thomas needs you to help out the church. After that, I'm going fishing with old Otto. So if you don't need me to repair a wall or a fallen chimney, then leave me be. I can see you're busy, so I'll keep it brief. I'd hope to ask a few questions about Baron Rothvogel. No. It'll only take a moment. Ask your questions of someone else. I saw you shouting at the Baron when he arrived in Tassing. What was that about? Get it through your pebble stuff head. I'm not talking about Rothvogel. You think I'm stupid? You're twisting my words around already. Maybe you'll try to see me killed with them. Lucky already told me he didn't want to talk about Lawrence. But it's clear they argued over something important, or Lucky wouldn't be so hostile. Lucky's known to be an honest man. Maybe I could just push him a little more. I have nothing more to say to you. Don't bother me again. He was not being forthright with me, and he seems eager to get away. If I wait here, maybe he'll leave and I can observe his actions. But should I do it now? It'll probably take a while. Let's do it later. I don't think we're gonna get as much information out of him as we are the widow. Let's check Northtown. Anyone in here? Nope. Anything by the church, maybe? Well, we just went with Drucker's, so... the mill. Let's see if there's anything up by here new worth checking. Outer Farms, maybe? Nope. You got nothing. Roman ruins? We did see someone leaping across here. Nope, nothing. Let's double check exactly what it says about, this. Alternatively, I could begin my investigation by following other leads. I think it would be best to go with the autopsy first, and then maybe see if I could come back to the widow after. With my logic and medicine, I think I will be able to get some good stuff out of that. That is what I believe I'm going to be going with for this route. Thankfully, it doesn't seem too hard to travel quickly. Andreas is a pretty good sprinter. Let's chuck a rock. Yeah. Andreas, this way. There you are. I'm glad the storm didn't delay you. Now you Even though I gave instructions so as not to be disturbed, we must work quickly. Seeing a corpse up close can be unsettling for some. I hope you're up for it. I studied medicine for a while. I've seen shitloads of dead bodies. Seeing a dead body is different than examining it directly. Now, they should probably take notes as we go. They might be useful later. Ah, of course. That's a dead body. I'll begin by expecting its interior, starting with the face and the head. No visible wounds, no blemishes, teeth in good condition, nothing unusual. Neck, shoulders, and chest are ordinary. I need to clean some blood away to examine the torso. Yes, there it is. A puncture between the 6th and 7th ribs. It's fairly shallow, though. I estimated it penetrated only about an inch, and it likely came from his own hand. That doesn't sound deep enough to have killed him. It wasn't. It's likely incidental, received while falling on his own knife. He must have some other wound that issued forth all the blood we found him in. Who do you think killed him? I don't know. I can't even speculate. All I could do is examine the body and hope you could figure out the rest. Simply pointing out the implausibility of Brother Piero striking the fatal blow may not be enough to convince the Archdeacon. Brother Piero never should have picked up that knife. I'm sure the appearance of guilt never even crossed his mind. Now then, let us move on. Well, there's a sore on his sex, probably from the French disease. I doubt it had anything to do with his murder. The disease Fred Shoulders was either in the brothels of Naples? Yes. How did you know of it? We discussed it in university. Ah, yes, it spread rapidly, even north of the Alps. The treatment is dire as it involves heavy mercury consumption. Anyway, it seems the Baron was not the most faithful husband. Not uncommon along the nobility. I would expect the monk to be more shocked by this. I spent many years as a mercenary. Sex and death are common companions in that world. That explains the eye patch. Besides, sex isn't even all that rare inside an abbey. Between the monks and the nuns? It's not relevant to our examination, Andreas. Let's continue. Other than a few blisters on his feet from what I assume are new shoes, there's nothing wrong with his legs. Andreas, can you help turn him over? Probably stabbed in the back. Let's flip. Oh, yep. Back of the head. There's a slight irregularity in his spine, probably from an old injury. I don't think it had anything to do with how he died, though. It's easy to get injured if you aren't careful, especially if you're in a truly wild and remote place. It seems like a silly thing to risk your life for, but I'm not one to talk. Whatever the reason, it didn't contribute to his death. Here it is. A rather dramatic head wound. The dark hair and the blood make it difficult to see, but it's quite bad. In my experience, I've never seen someone walk away from a head wound of this severity. I imagine the force of the impact would have had to be quite great to crack the skull. Quite right, I see your medical training was not forgotten. I lack the benefit of university study, but the battlefields of Poland and Lithuania did provide an education of sorts. Rather be treated by someone with experience and a novice with a university education. I appreciate your confidence. The wound looks like it was caused by a single powerful blow from a blunt object, probably no more than 4 or 5 inches across. How can you tell? The skull is cracked in a single spot and there's a clear impression of the skin around it. It would take extraordinary precision to hit the same spot twice unless the Baron were already dead. It's likely he didn't die immediately. How long could he have survived for? I've seen similar injuries in battle. The victims don't last more than a few minutes, but it's an agonizing death. Even so, he couldn't have wandered far from where the blow was first struck. So he may not have been attacked in the chapter house. He was either attacked in the chapter house or someplace in the immediate area. The cloister? Yes, it's possible. The cloister connects directly to the chapter house, but there's a high risk of being seen. Anyway, whatever killed the Baron was a blunt instrument of considerable heft. The part that impacted him was likely a little smaller than a fist. Say about 2.5 inches across. Perhaps a pig mallet, a joining hammer, or even a round stone 4 to 5 inches across held in the hand. That's specific. Estimating size, distance, and hour have always been easy. Hopefully your counsel will help you find the murder weapon in short order. Whoever did this must have caught the Baron unaware. Save the small knife wound, he has no other injuries. I suppose that he was struck, drew his knife to defend himself, and fell in it before Brother Piero discovered him. So I believe he discovered two important things. Piero didn't stab the Baron, and even if he had, that isn't what killed him. Indeed, though it may take more to convince the Archdeacon of Brother Piero's innocence. And we also know that the Baron was killed by a blow to the head from a heavy, blunt object. Now you just need to find what caused the blow and learn who struck it. Oh, there is one other item of interest. I found the Baron's jacket, but didn't want to open it without you. It's another letter. A note of some kind. As I am a caretaker of men, you are a caretaker of parchment. I leave it in your capable hand. So people outside of you can proc your traits. That's cool. What does it say? The girl who died and the innocent with her. Martin's chapter. (2 a.m.) Okay. So at least 2 people died then. The girl? What girl? And what innocent? One of the nuns? It's been years since any of the nuns have died. Perhaps Mother Cecilia would remember. Can you tell who wrote it? As good as Zadok and Guy are, I don't think they could replicate this. What? Really? If not them, then who? I intend to find out. I wish you good luck in finding the answer. Now, I'm sorry to rush you, but I'm not asking you to take your leave. Every sec you say there's additional... Brother Florian, could you open up? It's Werner Stolz, the physician from Tassing. Yeah, I'm in the middle of something. Could you return after supper? I'm afraid I can't wait. Father Gerdo asked me to examine the Baron's body. Alright, just give me a moment. Andreas, I need you to hide yourself. You're not supposed to be having the car, remember? Alright. His face. Dr. Stoll, sorry to keep you waiting. Now, what did you need? You haven't wanted me to examine the Baron's body before his wife arrives. It seems unnecessary at this point. I've just completed my own examination. What's the harm in letting me take a look? Dr. Stolz, with all due respect, I'm finished. The cause of death is clear. If you had arrived an hour ago, I would have had no problem with your assistance. Assistance? I'm a university-trained physician. I can examine a corpse on my own without the help of a battlefield sawbones. Let's stay hidden. Regardless of your opinion regarding my abilities, the exam is finished. If you insist on inspecting the body abbot, I must insist the abbot tells you himself. What? Making me bring the abbot here is a waste of time. So let's perform an examination on this corpse immediately after one was just completed. Idiotic. I'll return with Father Gurno presently. That's close. Now quickly leave through the cloister before he returns. Thank you, Brother Florian. Think nothing of it. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, I am shocked we weren't caught. Dinner time. 1 day, 19 hours. I should find someone to eat with. Can't get that note out of my head. The girl who died and the innocent with her. What could it mean, and who wrote it? Let's bother the head sister again. Let's bother the prioress. She's not here. Okay. We can't go into here, but what about the convent's entrance? Shame Andreas doesn't have a sneak skill. That would be useful. Gertrude dries and stores all the herbs. Can't do anything here, really. Yeah, we can't really get in for now, then. Unless there's someone in the shrine. Which is always a... Oh! Yes, there are! All the nuns are here. Lovely! God bless you. God bless you. Okay, one of you will talk. Master Melee. Yes, it's me, sister. Do you think Brother Prior really murdered the Baron? Do you? I don't know what to think. Father Abbot says that the devil sometimes enters men and makes them do terrible things. I don't think the devil entered Brother Piero. Do you think the devil could appear here at Curacao? I didn't see the devil, but I think I smelled his odor. Last night I woke before matins and smelled something in our dormitory. It was strange. Moss and sulfur mixed with frankincense and roses. It moved through the room. I wanted to scream, but I was too frightened, and then it was gone. I'm ashamed that I didn't cry out, but I didn't know what to do. Any of the other sisters? I don't know if I would have done any better. That's small comfort, but thank you. Thank you, Sister Margaret. God bless you, Master. We got a smell clue, I guess. Which is at least a reason to come in here if I didn't waste any time. Elizabeth? Gertrude? Nope. Oh, Margaret here gave a little bit of an inkling of information, which is useful. Good. The new connection I've used seems to be working wonders with no frame drops. I should be able to stream much more frequently now with that in motion. Okay, I got some more. Oh, we have the Baron's wife. Master Mailer, would you care to share supper at my table? I would like to talk to you about my late husband. Yeah, sure. Thank you. Please sit. I find myself rather out of place here without the comfort of the Baron. Thank you for agreeing to share a meal with me, Master Mailer. Of course, the honor is mine. You must have been staying quick here to arrive so fast. You're an observant man, Master Mailer. Indeed, I was staying in Innsbruck while my husband visited the Abbey. We meant to take a tour of the Alpine towns before returning to our home in Worms, but, well, return we shall. But not as you'd hoped. No, certainly not. It's only through Christ's grace that I will see through this. The Lawrence has given me my fair share of troubles in the years of our marriage. I never would have risked such an end for him, for anyone. I pray his immortal soul has found the peace in death that eluded him in life. Will you marry yourself, Master Mailer? A woman waits for me in Nuremberg. Do you not look forward to the responsibilities of marriage, Master Mailer? Perhaps it's a surprise that you and Lawrence became fast friends. I imagine he saw something of himself in you. Master Mailer, very little of a husband is mysterious to his wife, no matter what he may fool himself into believing. Lawrence was a flawed man. His infidelities were no secret to me, but are we not all flawed before... that guy. Before oily Josh. I loved him as a wife should properly love her husband, but I would not say that we were friends. I only hope his appetites are not what led him to his end. I've been searching for the answer to that quandary myself. Were you and Lawrence so close you would trouble yourself so? I meant her brother Pierre was found with the Baron's body, but I do not believe he killed your husband. If not him, then who? Don't wish to speak out of turn. I see. Well, I suppose it shouldn't surprise me that my husband made his share of enemies. He was a man of many opinions, and he gave them freely to all who would listen, and some who would not. The previous abbot, Father Matthias, seemed to appreciate that about him. The new abbot is perhaps more conservative. Father Matthias was an open-minded man, from all I've heard, a true scholar. Okay, scratching's a little loud. Let me see if I can, edit that down. Ah, okay, writing volume. Let's edit. That should do it good, Archbreed. Great to see you here. We are investigating, murder. Father Gurno doesn't share Matthias's passion for the written word, yet endures the expense. Okay, yeah, that adjustment down is much better. Thank you for pointing that out. To be put in such a position would make any man unhappy. I understand. I wonder what he will make of Lawrence's gift to the Abbey. Let's wait for her to continue. He found a book about the history of Tassing. He believed it contained some scandalous details. He said it corroborated fears Father Matthias had expressed, but didn't share the particulars with me. It was neither large nor small, bound in blue leather. Unfortunately, I never examined it closely. My apologies. I'm sorry I can't be of more help. I have some education, but I lack my husband's thirst for knowledge. If you find the book, hopefully its significance will be apparent. Do you plan to stay in Tassing long? Only so long as it takes the Archdeacon to investigate my husband's murder. So the circumstances of my time here are dire. I'm in no hurry to return. You are a disarming man, Master Mela, and much too easy to talk to. To be frank, I do not know what will become of me when I return to Worms. My title and residence may be in jeopardy. Lawrence and I have a son, but he is young yet. I don't know many of the legalities, only that my position is at some risk. As I will, Master Mela. I'm sorry to cut our conversation short, but I fear I must rest. Thank you for having me at your table. Be well, Master Mela. And whatever anyone says of my husband, I'm sure he appreciated your friendship. I should get some sleep. Or break into the library. Breaking into the library sounds fascinating, and I don't know if skipping sleep will affect us all that much in terms of the play. This is a difficult decision. Can we do our usual grave check? Fenric must have buried something here. I'll need to dig up this grave if I want to know what he was up to. Let's double check who these guys are. Okay, Otto is... The father absolutely will not help. But Brother Volkbert... I think we could get usage out of Volkbert. Or Otto Zimmerman. I don't believe you hear a plane. You might be hearing my cooler. Apologies for that. It is like 80 degrees outside, and I'd rather not roast as I do this stream. Yeah, Scriptatorium should be connected to what we need. Oh, wait, the Prior's house. We have his little cipher here, but we've already procced that, so we can't really make much use out of it. Let me turn down the gain just a little, see if that helps with the plane sound. My thing about breaking into the library is that we're limited on time, so... Oh, hang on a second. Oh, we have notes. So the entrance to it has to be around here somewhere. It's somewhere around here. I know that much. Maybe back into the cemetery is where the secret passage is? I don't know if we checked this out. Is there, like, I don't know, something over here? Nope. Animal pens, maybe? I'm only hoping that we don't get caught skulking around in the middle of the night and get yeeted out. Phrases to immediately disintegrate a Victorian child, too. Or a 1512 artist, too, I suppose, in this case. there might be something not too far from the church itself. Everyone might be asleep by now. Oh shit. Matthew is the Abbey's circuitor. If he sees me, he keeps me out. I'll have to keep out of sight until he's paused. It's a good thing he is, it's a good thing he needs glasses. The crypt, maybe? I don't think we've been down here yet. Finishes the Abbey wrote when the Romans occupied this land. Tomb markings. This seems auspicious. Abbot Dietrich from the height of Kursau's power. Investigate. Lovely relief of the Virgin and Child. Shame it's hidden down here. That was it. Now what? There is our requisite one secret passage for the murder mystery. If I go up these stairs, it's going to take a while to find the records I need. I'll lose some time tomorrow morning unless I turn back now. In we go. Search the records. What's this? De Hubris Cambriar. On the Herbs of Wales. The writer is Caphaelus of Salopia. I don't believe I've heard of him. Interesting. He writes about butcher's broom. The Greeks used it to aid with urination and defecation. The author claims it could help with the reduction of swelling. He seems to be speaking from experience. A wonderful hidden treasure for the Abbey. Is it possible that was used on the Baron? There are multiple floors here, that's good. I guess we get to read all of this since we took the time crunch to go here. A Befolium from the Mysteria Astra. I've read a number of treatises of astronomy, but I've never heard of this one. Seems rudimentary, explaining the connection between astrological signs and the elements and their basic relationship to alchemy. Each sign is governed by one of the four elements: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Virgo are the water signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo are the earth signs, and so on. This would have helped us solve the cipher if we wouldn't have solved it on our own. The section at upper left seems very important for that. It cuts off there. The next section is about something else entirely. Sister Illuminatia may be trying to reconstruct a larger text. With the mathematically different context of the following pages. The Squire. These two pages were interesting, I suppose, but quite basic. Wait, that's the connection between the astrological symbols on Furnick's cipher and the elemental symbols on the Volvaire. This must be the text he referenced to create his cipher. Interesting. This would have been much simpler to solve if I'd seen this first. That's correct. This is most curious. Historic de Labyrintholiorium. Account of the Labyrinth of Books. This has to be a metaphor. It sounds quite silly. Impossible, really. Labyrinth of Books. Maybe I picked the wrong option for that. That might have been useful. Probably at the top we'll find what we need up here. This looks promising. The familiares of the Sisters of Kursau Abbey. Yes. Matilda Oblat, yes, the nun cellarer. She came from Kirpin. Merchant family. They donated pigments to use in the scriptorium. Quite thoughtful. I'll have to thank them if I ever get the chance. Mother Catherine was the first one to the records, it looks like, almost 50 years ago. Oh, this should be interesting. Sister Illuminatia. Named Angeline from the Capocci family in Perugia. It looks like they have some connection to Kursau through an old abbot, Rudolph. Her family donates money to the abbey every year as well. Sister Gertrude from Hof, the herbalist, yes. Her father is an apothecary, that explains it. Sister Cecilia Adelhait. Oh, this is Mother Cecilia's record. Wait, she's from the Welser family? They're one of the most powerful families in Asperg. It looks like her family donates a lot of money to Kursau every year. More than my family, season 10. Sister Hildegard from the Goldrick family in Ravensburg, quite wealthy. It looks like she became the prioress after Mother Catherine. Sophie from Burgitz. Her family's poor, but they donated flour. Lisbeth Oblaget, she's from Uratek. It looks like she had an eventful life from before coming here. Married with a child. Both died. Yes, Asperg. Her merchant family has some connection to Curacao through the Kaufmanns de Rothberg ob de Tauber. A free imperial city and home, 7 chivalric orders and monasteries, city with a gathering point for pilgrims, Catholic and Protestant alike. Sister Margaret. Oh, the blind girl who was Sister Gertrude. She went blind because of failed surgery on her cataracts. Wealthy peasant family, they donated wool and a pasture in Krimmel. Sister Zdenia. This should be good. They donate a fortune to the abbey. No wonder Mother Cecilia and the abbot let her behave as she does. Is that everyone? Let me keep checking. Flip back. Oh, Oh, underlined stuff is what to click. This note says Sister Matilda left the abbey for several months. Why would she go to a hermitage? Seems strange that she's the only entry with such a note. The dates, 3 years ago. This was just before Father Matthias died, which means it was around the time Baron Rothwilgo visited. This has to be it. Matilda must be the nun the Baron harmed on his last visit. I should talk to Mother Cecilia again, and maybe Sister Matilda as well. Is that everything? Well, we were able to find some pretty critical information there, which is good. Talk to Cecilia or Matilda. Okay, we have the information we need. Oh? Why did you... Okay. I thought we stopped because we were caught, but we just had some trouble going down the stairs because of the interface. Oh. Maybe we were. Oh! Teleported up. Oh. What in the what? What am I gonna do now? I see. Go badly, we're both. They're up to a dangerous business in a few ways. They won't be happy about me being here. Let's just wait. All night. Oh my god, did they fuck all night? Andreas, wake up. Well, are you here for the books or for me? I was looking for... Quite nobly, you risked the abbot's wrath by breaking into here. The Baron seems like an interesting man. Not that Mother Cecilia would let any of the sisters talk to him. Was he interesting? Honestly, he was a rude, presumptuous ass. I wish more rude, presumptuous asses would visit us. I wish anyone interesting would visit us in Curacao. The Abbey is incredibly boring unless you love praying constantly, selling medallions to pilgrim, and shuffling books around. I don't, so I have to find my own ways to entertain myself. I appreciate art. Could you help me deepen my appreciation? I suppose. Oh, that's so sweet of you, Andreas. I should reward you with a kiss. This is exceedingly dangerous. It's a bad idea. But God, she's beautiful. Again, she's mean-spirited. If I turn her down, she won't take me well. Who knows what kinds of headaches this will cause for me? I think I hear Illuminatia coming. What are you doing, asshole? Kiss me. Fine. Don't go any further than that, please, Andreas. Andreas, no! Sister Zedenia, are you here yet? Okay, we just kissed, I think. Oh. Andreas, Sister Zedenia, what are you doing? Andreas Miller, I cannot believe you. Taking advantage of a young nun? Oh. Oh, I see. I can't believe you, either of you. You may have no respect for this vocation, sister, and Andreas, I don't expect you to understand as you are a guest. But this is my home, this library is my charge, this is my vocation for the rest of my life. You have no right to violate in this way. Now explain yourself, Andreas. If you did not come here to seduce a young nun, why did you? What do the Abbey's records have to do with Baron Rothvogel's murder? I learned that the Baron hurt one of the sisters on his last visit to Curacao. Oh, I see. Yes, Sister Matilda. What happened to her was evil. But if you were reading about Sister Matilda, you can't really believe she killed the Baron. Matilda killed Baron Rothvogel? Shush, of course not. I sincerely doubt that it's possible. Grief makes people do terrible things. And it's inappropriate for us to discuss any further. You should speak to Sister Matilda or Mother Cecilia. I can't speak with you. It is not my story to tell. In case you've forgotten, you shouldn't even be here. Please leave immediately. Of course, I'm sorry for the trouble. As you should be. Come, Sister Zedenia, we have work to do. I should find someone to eat with. Well, that was fucked up. Anyway. Oh, right. It is about lunchtime now, isn't it? But I don't think we need to trigger the lunchtime flags just yet. Check the garden. Garno. Andreas. Is you by my command to leave Piero and the rest of the monastics in peace? Father Bruno is in a difficult position. He hasn't been at the abbot long and he's young, but the elder monks don't respect him. A friend of the bishop prince murdered under the roof of his abbey. It doesn't look good. Then a man in a skirt who killed Lorenz, and Piero will die for it. I should be careful not to alienate Garneau before the archdeacon arrives. I am satisfied I had the Baron's killer well in hand, and if I am not mistaken, truth is for the archdeacon to uncover. Not a journeyman artist who was not even a part of this community. There is more at stake here than you understand, Andreas. Given that I am not the Lord and don't have a perfect understanding of all things, of course that's the case. Which is why I've come to you with a request. And? I have reason to believe Prior Frenric is in... What does that have to do with the death of Baron Rothvogel? I suspect the weapon used to murder the Baron may be buried there. Baron Rothvogel was stabbed. We know the murder weapon used to kill him. Brother Piero was holding it. He could have suffered 2 fatal injuries, all that blood. A shallow gut wound doesn't bleed like that. You would know this. How? I examined a few such injuries when I studied medicine in university. Now a head wound, that's bloody business. Always puts me to mind of slaughtering pigs. Good save, Andy. That's quite enough. I'll leave the adjudication of the Baron's fatal injury to Dr. Stolz and the Archdeacon. not some journeyman artist. Florian let me watch an investigation of Lauren's wounds against the abbot's wishes. It would be ungrateful of me to reveal his disobedience to the abbot. But what we learned might help convince the abbot that Piero couldn't have killed Lawrence. Oh, I see. So when I told you to it, I guess I picked something, and it had been as much to my face. Fascinating. Brother Florian and I will discuss his role in this farce later. You seem to think I accidentally clicked that. I would have clicked the other one. You seem to think I don't care who killed the Baron or whether Piero is the one who did it. I do. But I have a role to play here, and I can't be seen undermining the authority of the Archdeacon and stepping outside of it. Do you take me for a fool? I will not let you assume him on a hinge. What does that matter? He's nothing more than bones now. I'm sure he won't mind. He was a brother of this abbey, and he should be left in peace. Just as I would like to be. Leave now and do not pester me about this again. Okay, so Gurno won't help. As expected. She works in the monastery garden, if memory serves. Okay, go into here. I feel like going into town and talking with Otto might be our best option for digging up the grave. Fenric. Ah, Andreas, what an awful time, awful time. A baron murdered at Curacao. These are dark days indeed. Brother Piero, I admit, I never thought of the type. What could have possessed him? You can't believe he would kill him. It's not in his nature. Oop. Shit. Envy and pride inspire man to Andreas. To madness, Andreas, even old men. But you couldn't be a reason. Do you need something? What? Where did you get that? Lauren's manservant, Michelas. He thought I might shed some light on who killed the Baron. It's not as it looks. I meant to coerce me into performing a ritual to help him with a condition. Oh, it's the sex thing. But I refuse. The letter makes it abundantly clear. Ah, the French disease. He was likely taking mercury for treatment. It could cause curious behavior at high doses. That might explain his cavalier attitude towards our mutual interest. He seemed to believe he was untouchable. I am under no such illusions. What could you have possibly had in common? Books. I am the prior of the Curacao Scriptorium, one of its few left in Christendom. Modest though the abbey may be, our library contains works on subjects rarely found beyond its walls. Certainly not all in the same place. For men of certain academic interest, it is perhaps the only place we may meet and discuss them. You know, you threatened to expose the Baron's interest was more than academic. When he wished to make it practical, I refused. There was nothing more to it. I did not kill Baron Rothvogel, and I do not care if you believe me. It is simply a fact which the Archdeacon will surely realize. Now, is that all? I have duties I should attend to. I have a few more questions. Be quick about it. Pardon? And why were you sneaking about the Scriptorium? Just an academic interest of mine, nothing you need concern yourself with. Let's seek a common understanding, Matthew Mailer. Please, let's. I love to understand things. The Scriptorium is my domain and you are a guest here. And so long as that is true, I do not answer to you but the abbot only. Is that clear? It's an elected position, isn't it? Did your brothers not find... That is, I will not discuss this with you. Are we done here? For now, be well, Prior Fenric. Bless you, Master Mailer. He was defensive and evasive. Checking the scriptorium. Oh, there's no one here for that. We need to go into town and find lunch. Let's go and check with Zimmerman for that. Oh, Upper Abbey is just the exterior. Okay. Anything we can see in the aquarium, whatever that is? I have to out damn spot. 1 second. Okay, out damn spot has been accomplished. We're clean now. Spiritually and physically. Oh, Sebat. Andreas, I am sorry about what is happening to Brother Piero. I do not know him well, but I find it hard to believe he could have killed the Baron. Do you have any idea who might have done it? Did you see anything? Sadly, no. Most mornings I spend my time reading in the courtyard, but the rain made that impossible. And although the brothers are friendly, I do not know them well enough to speculate. I am sorry. I know it may be far from your mind, but have you considered my offer to eat with you and the townspeople? The gospel says that man cannot live on bread alone, but from time to time a little bread is required. Who should meet you? At the shrine to St. Moritz. I'll see you there. Until then. Oh, I guess we locked ourselves into lunch. But some of the townspeople are... Oh my, Andreas. Yes? Are these all the mothers from Tassing and their children? Well, no, I don't think it's all of them. Hector Pfeiffer couldn't make it. It's a long walk up here in her condition. And Hetty says Hans was too big for stories. Stories? I may have said something about your books. I like stories. Yes, maybe a little too much. Alright, I could tell a story, but first let us pray together and eat. All prayers I'm not reading aloud. And I thank you and the husband for this bread. It's the simple fare again, okay? My Olek says that bread brings people together. I missed this when I was in Florence. They don't have bread in Florence? Ah. Where's Florence? South, over the mountains. Last week, the blonde lady at our house with the pretty clothes, she was from Florence. Oh. Father Gurno eats a white bread, does he not? Yes, the finest wheat is used for the abbot's bread. Why? The abbot is a very important man, Paul. We have a bread in my home that we call injera. We make it thin, round, and wide, and we put our food on top of it. We eat the bread with almost every meal. As you love the bread of your home, so I miss mine. Oh, what's the recipe? Maybe we can make it. Thank you, but no. We use a fine grain that does not grow here called teff. I hope you find our local bread satisfying. I do enjoy it, perhaps too much. I am becoming too accustomed to life in Rome, even life in these mountains. In truth, I can no longer remember the taste of injera, not even the feeling of it in my mouth. It is the great danger that comes with the blessings of travel, living a life between worlds. I don't want to talk about bread anymore. It's so boring. Bread. Don't be rude, Bert. I did say I would tell you a story. Children, have you ever seen a Bible? Father Tom? Yeah, Father Thomas has one. It's huge. My dad has one. It's printed in Bamberg. Very good. This is a Bible from my home that I brought to give to the abbot. Andreas, do you have a favorite story to illustrate from the Bible? Jacob wrestling with the angel. I'm Jewish. That's the one I gotta go for. It is a powerful image. It speaks to us as we struggle to comprehend the divine. Our struggles are not as spectacular as Jacob's, but just as difficult, and may leave us transformed as he was. Now then, children, do you know the story of oily Josh feeding the multitudes? Fish and loaves. Mom and Dad make loaves. I appreciate how everyone in here is a person of color, because that's what they would print in a Bible in Ethiopia. This is from a Bible of how we tell the story of how Jesus fed thousands from only a few fish and a few loaves of bread. Why is everyone... Oh my god. Because where I am from, everyone looks like me. Why? Because we are all as God has made us. I know testing seems big to you, but the world is so much bigger than we can imagine. There are many people of many different colors all over the world. There are places where no one looks like you or me. Really? It's true. In Venice, I saw some people come from across the Mediterranean Sea. Not just like Brother Sephat, but people of different places and cultures, even farther away. Persians, Moors, Ottomans, each with their own way of speaking and dressing, their own customs. Brother Sephat, did you know the Baron who was murdered? Heard. It came up when I was visiting the Druckers. I'm sorry, Marie. There's nothing to apologize for. We can't shield them from the world forever. I did not know him, Bert. But do you know the story of Lazarus? No? He was a friend of Jesus. He became sick and died. Hat. But Jesus brought his followers to Lazarus' tomb. He prayed to God, and when they opened the tomb, Lazarus emerged, returned from the dead. Jesus can bring people back from the dead? He can, Bert. One day, Jesus will bring us all back from the dead. Everyone who's ever lived and died will come together and be resurrected on Judgment Day. Have my hat still... Oh, no! Even the Romans? Yes, the Romans do. Ah. Why did you ask about the Romans? I saw one come out of their tomb like Lazarus. What do you mean, Paul? Well, the ruins beyond the mill, they're Romans, and they all died a long time ago. But I saw one come out the other night. They were in white like Lazarus. Oh shit, the guy I saw. But stop telling stories, Paul, and you shouldn't have been outside at night. Andreas, what does he mean? I think I may have seen something similar the other evening. What? Really? Where? The same place, by the Roman ruins. Maybe Paul did see a spirit of some kind. It's a very dire omen if that is what he saw. I will pray on this. Apologies for that, ladies, but thank you for sharing a meal with me today. I'll be leaving for Rome soon, but I am glad to have spent some time with you and your children. Thank you, Brother Sephat. It was wonderful. Don't forget to stop by the bakery before you go. I'm sure my husband wants to see you before you go. I will. God grant you all health. You can take some fancy bread with you, I'm sure. Time to get back to work. Though before work, let's interrogate some nuns. Bless you, Master Mailer. Oh, it's this. God bless you, Master Mailer. May I ask some questions, Sister Matilda? You know, Mother Cecilia doesn't like us talking to men unless it's truly necessary. This concerns the murder of the Baron. Yes, it's tragic, but what does it have to do with me? Why did you have to leave Kirsengau to go to a hermitage? Baron Rothvogel had an appetite for younger women. Neither his marital vows nor the vows of the women seemed to matter much to him. I'm not reading this aloud. This is dangerous if it's going where I think. Content warning, potential sexual assault. attempted sexual assault. Well, sexual assault. Okay, sexual assault warning still stands. Yes, and I thank God for it. Mother Cecilia had me removed from Curacao for my safety until I could recover. The wounds to my body have healed, but the attack has left a lasting injury in my mind. I have to say this sounds like a strong motive to kill the Baron. I was angry. I was filled with hate, yes, but it's been years. Mother Cecilia and Father Thomas helped me move past the anger, to find love in this community. Father Thomas? Yes, Father Thomas is our confessor. We could talk to Mother Cecilia about our problems, but only a priest can hear our confessions. Did you get a note recently? Yes, how did you know? Baron Rothvogel received one. What did it say? Here, look for yourself. Remember what he did, the violence you suffered, the red bird flies. Martin's chapter. Rothvogel, the red bird. I found it in my bed in the nun's dormitory. You could keep it if you'd like. In your bed? Who could have put it there? The only people allowed beyond the garden are the sisters. I can't imagine any of them making this. Mother Cecilia and Sister Rothvogel, Mother Cecilia and Sister Luminaya have beautiful handwriting, but both of them have been so kind to me. Thank you for your time, sister. God bless you, Master Mailer. Well, we know what he did now. That was fucking rough. Oh, yeah, we just concluded the dialogue tree with you, though. Skip through that. We are probably not going to get much... We got all the relevant information out of her. I don't think we need to bother the prioress. Now, before we go back to work, let's see if we could bother Otto about digging up a fucking grave. Do you have anything new? Nope. Oh, we haven't talked to you yet. Oh, you don't have a dialogue option, though. Let's pet this dog, though. That helps relieve our stress, and we're very stressed out because our hat was stolen. I wonder if we could get that back by confronting the child. I just got an achievement for petting 5 animals. That's nice. I know that we're supposed to go back to town, but we have a fucking murder to solve. Anything by the shrine? I also feel like talking to Paul about the figure he saw might be helpful. Oh, it's old Otto. Good to see you, Andreas. Anything by the mine? Nope. Anything by Smokey and company? Oh, we do. Do you need something, Master Mailer? No, but thank... Oh, no, I guess. Okay, I guess we're good for now on this front. Oh, Paul, good. Talk to me about the fucking spirits, kid. Hello again. My Paul, it's good to see you at home. Uh-huh. Until later. Oh, we can't talk to him about the spirits, then. But we could walk down to the ruins and check for ourselves, which is just as good. Nothing new here. Let's head back to the meadow for now. Back down to town. We're running out of time until the bishop arrives, but we are gathering some useful evidence, I'd like to think. Anything, Klaus? Can we still do the thing with the widow? Hey, Cat. I'm sorry to cause you trouble, but have you seen Martin recently? He wasn't feeling well, so I let him sleep until prime, but when I came to check on him, he was gone. He just ran through the meadow while I was at my abbey at prime. But he said he was sick. But what was he doing in the meadow? He hardly ever goes out there. I don't know. Lord of mercy, I hope he hasn't listened to the grass. He has a history making poor decisions. He steals things. Bread from the Albans, egg from Johann and Peter's farms, a pilgrim satchel once on the road to the abbey. It is my great shame. I have failed him as a mother. I'm sorry, this is not your trouble. Thank you for speaking to me. Is there something else? I don't want to impose, but if it wouldn't be too much trouble, please let me know if you see Martin. I'm so worried for him. Of course. Thank you, Master Mailer. Be well. I see. I wish you a good day. I would wish you a good day, Anders, but I fear that would be a lie. Something happened? Martin's gone missing. Cat is beside herself. Lord God! Martin, you couldn't have. You think Martin could have killed the Baron? No, there's a storm cloud over Martin, but it rains only on him. He would never hurt someone. I can't imagine it. It looks suspicious. It does, I know, but he has made many mistakes, but he's never hurt anyone. Not me, not his mother, not even the animals. Even if many in town don't speak highly of him, I know in my heart he's a good man. Please believe me. I just want to know who might be responsible for the Baron's murder. And for what it's worth, I don't think it was Martin. I understand. Thank you for hearing me out. I should probably get back to my chores. Franz will be angry if he's talking to an unmarried man. God willing, Martin will come home soon. Widower. You busy? Okay. Been needing to collect some firewood, but I haven't been able to muster the energy. You often have a difficult time gathering wood? I'm an old woman, everything's difficult, and no one's around to help me, not since my husband died. Now stop yammering at the work, this light won't last forever. Are you gonna do anything to help? At all? Is that everything? No? Okay. I don't think we could get this. I think that's all the sticks. These are the trees Otto's been felling for the abbot. Break off that branch there, the big one. Excellent. The forest... Oh. I know Attila feels she's been wronged by the abbey, but the wood still does belong to the abbot. But I refuse to help Attila. She might not tell me... Excellent. The forest belongs to all of God's creatures, not just her. You got that right, boy. Eat shit, Gurno. That's all the what I need for a while. Can't use all these sticks, they're too big. You need to break them down for me. Sure, break the sticks, got it. I need the right side at a certain length, so break them and forget about the leftover scrap. Where should I break them? I know when I see it. Now get the snapping, boy. It's too big. You're not listening. Okay. What if there's a cold snap? Perhaps we should get more. It'll have to be, won't it? Unless you mean to come around again. I'm an old woman living alone and summer is coming. Soon I'll only need fuel for cooking, not warmth. Don't worry yourself, boy, I'll be fine. If you say so, but I'm worried about you living alone. I have some mementos from Ranning here. They're gone crooked and I can't reach. Could you hang them for me, Andreas? Easy enough. And please be careful with my pictures. Some are really fragile. I would hate to lose them to your carelessness. I don't have a proper mouse pad, so I'm just being very careful with this. There you go. That looks alright. Thank you for hanging those. Just one thing. Remove the cross. You sure about that? Don't you gainsay me, boy. What do you plan to do with the cross? Destroy it, of course. The church never did anything for me and took nearly all I had. Why should I be made to venerate it? What did the church take from you? What does it matter to you? Just take the thing down like I asked. Alright, I guess if you're sure. Of course I'm sure. You've done what I asked so far. Why are you balking now? Just do it. I'm assuming she didn't mean for me to hang this note. Remember your husband, the pain he carried like Job, the red bird flies. Martin, chapter. Someone is sending out these notices. Where did this note come from, Attila? No idea. I found it on the table the night before Rothvogel died. I can barely read it. The writing's too fancy. Keep it if you want. It means nothing to me. I got one last thing for you to do if you're willing. A legal document. I need you to read it. The words are too small for my old eyes and my reading's not so good. I'm not an expert in Baravian law, but I'll do my best. Good enough for me. Let me see here. It says, oh. Due to the recent death of Ranning Kemper, his lack of earner, your inability to pay fees on the land, your property is forfeit to the church. Ah. That devil, that monster, this is all the fault of Lorenz Rothvogel. If you were alive, I'll kill him myself. May he boil in hell for all eternity. Did you know this would happen? You think I'm stupid? It was inevitable. I think it's time you tell me what happened with the Baron. Ranning, my husband, he caught that Rothvogel devil riding on our property and told him, rightly, to leave. The Baron beat my Ranning for it, beat him so savagely he took a cane to walk. Even his breathing pained him. Never could breathe deep so long as he lived, which wasn't long at all. Good God. That Baron was the worst kind of man, callous and cruel. He knew he could beat my Ranning and suffer no consequences, so he did. We were not even so low as animals to him. We were furniture. And I knew after Ranning died, the church would try to take what little I had left. This document only confirms it, all because of Lorenz Rothvogel. You know, it's a pretty compelling reason for you to have killed him. You said yourself you'd do it if you could. Let's say you haven't already. Finally, some honesty from you. This was the real purpose of your visit all along. I'm an old woman, Andreas. Even walking from my bed to my door pains me. How could I kill a man in his prime? Not that it matters anyway. I'm sure I'll take the blame for it anyway, just as I'm blamed for every runny nose and thrown horseshoe around here. The people in this town can't wait for me to die, and the Abbey will just hate me for my contempt of them. Not that it matters. I don't care what happens to me anymore. Thank you for your help, boy. You're the only one that's come calling since my running passed, you know. Now get out, I need to lie down. Of course, I was glad to help. That was pretty worth it. We have many, many more clues now. I should find someone to eat with. Hello, Andreas. I trust Martin's behaving himself. Ah, I wish he'd run off again. Curious timing, too. Just when he was needed to help fix a leak and repair the fence, then there's the wool. Where's he gone? Lord only knows, he likes to disappear when there's work to do. God willing, he's just swanning around in Innsbruck and not lying dead in a ditch on the side of the road. What's this about wool? Oh, the ewes are about ready to lamb. You must have noticed how fat they were when they escaped. Maud made me shear them all last week, and now that the wool's all washed, we'll have to spin it. Lord, it's gonna take forever. Surely you're not doing it all by yourself. Lord, no, that would take forever. All the women in town pitch in. Thank God, too. The work goes quickly with everyone working together. Until the men show up, anyway. What men? Worried, Andreas? Mostly it's Otto coming to visit Ava, or Peter and Big George coming to speak with Clara. Oh, courting Ava? Good for him. Good luck, more like. She's strong-headed. If they do marry, I'll have to convince her it was her idea all along. I've known a few men with marriages like that. Many are happy. How nice for them. Anyway, you should come to the spinning bee. I think my mom would be happy to see you socializing. My dad will be able to make sure no one gets up to any mischief, too. You don't seem the mischief-making type, Veronica. The curse of the eldest daughter. All eyes on me. Just so you know, Mom will persuade you to help. She can't bear to see an idle hand. I'd like that. Ava and Clara will be glad to see you, too. We meet at my family's home. Come by in the morning or afternoon. Well, I should get back to her work. Have a good day, Andreas. Take care, Veronica. New quest. Hey, Andreas, do you have supper plans? You should join us for a meal. Another time, maybe, but I have to keep exploring. I have to stop saying yes to every opportunity in my path. Andreas, you got supper plans? Why don't you join us at your table? Another time. 1 second first. We have to go find Otto so he can help us dig up a grave. Are you Joseph? That's right. Well, Sepp Hubner. Sepp it is. You the artist staying with the Gertners? Yes, Andreas Mailer. Alright, I think I've seen you in the meadow on your way to and from. Anyway, I live out past the mill, farm the land there with my family. I came into town to talk about Andreas about some nails, just waiting for him to finish up. I'll leave you to it. Thanks, nice meeting you, Andreas. Likewise, till later, Sepp. Andreas? Is Otto in here, or was that him outside? Let's check. Old Otto will probably not be. I'll come back in a bit, maybe. Let's talk to Otto about the grave first. There you are. Yeah, separate plans, Andreas? Well, actually, yeah. Let's get going then. I think if we bribe him with dinner, maybe he'll help us dig up the body. Amen. How you feeling today, Dad? Hands been killing me, back's been killing me, goddamn knees been killing me. You want some advice, boys? Don't get old. Can I help? I don't want to think about death. Let's think about life. I already talked to that fraud for all the good it did. I'm better off talking to a priest these days. So it's a good thing we didn't let him observe the body. He probably would have fucked it up. Only relief's coming with death, I suppose. A farmer's fate ages you beyond your years. Just look at my boy here. Works too hard, he does, but what choice does he have? None with the abbot breathing down my neck. I tell you he wants to replace the roof on his house next. Didn't he just replace the one on the script? Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Yeah, and I made a mess of my shoulder doing it. The way that bastard Gurno orders me around, you'd think I'm one of his little monks. He works you like a dog and says it's for the glory of the Lord. It's not right. It's not, I agree. Easy enough for you to say when it's my work that keeps you warm when you're scribbling away in that scriptatorium. Apologies, that was not Christianly to put on you, but neither am I wrong. The abbot's bad, but the miller might be worse. That shithead Learnhardt's been screwing us for years with his toll. I've never spoken to him. Is he really that bad? He's even worse than you know, or will ever have to, thanks to being a visitor, for which you should thank the Lord. Imagine that your only income for years was in the wheat kicker in the summer, and the miller determines how much it costs you to grind into flour. What if you have a poor season? What if the miller raises his toll? What if everyone has a great season and there's too much goddamn flour to make any money with? The farmers are at the mercy of the weather, the church, and the miller, two of which are beyond their power to influence. But the miller is their neighbor. He sees them struggle. He should help them, but not Leonhardt Muller. He only takes more. I hadn't considered it like that. Lord willing, Leonhardt will meet justice in this life or the next. Lord willing. On to our pleasant pastures, eh? See any of those nuns while you were working, Otto? Dad? I remember that Cecilia woman being pleasant to look at, back when I worked up there. Do you pay much attention to the nuns, old Otto? Oh, I pay attention to everything now that I can't work. Lots to see in the world, like nuns. Other pretty sissies up there too. Sometimes they catch the wrong man's eye. Shame what happened to that one a while back. Glad she came back, though. Sister Matilda. I heard she had a run-in with the Baron. We knew she was attacked, heard rumors the Baron was responsible. We never learned the details, Abbey business and all. Still, a pretty woman since she came back, but her kind eyes turned some kind of sad. Now, if you want to hear all of Tassing's little secrets, you should go to the spinning bee. That gaggle. You can hear them cackling from here. I was invited to attend. Should I go? Sure, if you're interested. I always get a kick out of it. Not just because Dave is there. Certainly doesn't hurt. Hey son, I need to lie down. Why don't you say goodbye to your friend here? Sorry, Andreas, the old man needs his rest. Of course, thanks for having me. Sure, of course. That was pleasant. I should get some sleep. Before we go, want to dig up a body? Or that Baron friend of yours was killed up at the Abbey. I'm surprised he wasn't killed sooner. Heh, you got that right. Can't think of anyone in Tassing who liked the man. Anyway, do you need something? Otherwise, I got things to do. You can help me dig up a grave. Why? I believe something might be hidden there. It could be related to the Baron's murder. Something more than a dead monk, you mean? That's a weird place to hide something, but then again, it's not every day people go digging around in a graveyard. I hope. Did you talk to the abbot about this mischief? Wouldn't want to get my grubby stuff can't deliver stuff without his permission. No. So he'll be furious when he finds out? Perfect. It'll take a few hours, especially him digging alone. You got time for that? In that case, let's wait. Alright, don't be too long. I got actual work to do. We can't do that. So, let's dig up the grave in the morning and then go to the ball in the afternoon. That seems like a good combination of stuff to do. Let's go back to the Gertners. Oh. Andreas, Christ, there you are. Mr. Wozlov, what's the matter? It's the Archdeacon. Oh! He's come early with an entire retinue in town. He's questioning everyone who knew the Baron and Brother Piero. I've already told him the little I know. He expects to speak with you tomorrow at Nantes. He requested you specifically. He's been informed of my investigation then. It's no secret you've been poking about the town and the Abbey, sticking your nose in the rot. I hope your praying has borne some fruit or Piero's neck will meet the sword. I've done my best with the time I've had. If I only had a couple more days! Whatever happens, Piero knows you've been working hard on his behalf and he's grateful for it. Only, Andreas? What is it? It's just, you know as well as I do, the Baron was not a good man. I'm not saying he deserved what he got, just... You think hard about what you tell the Archdeacon and who you tell him about. You understand? All I'm saying is, if you're searching you heard anything about her, I'd ask you to keep it to yourself. So what if I am? All that I ask is you keep it to yourself. It's got nothing to do with the Baron anyway. I'll do what I can to protect her from censure. As we return to Curacao, the abbot will be having a fit right about now. Be well, Andreas. I will pray for Piero's deliverance tomorrow. You should as well. And you too. Everybody's asleep. Let's go up to the loft. Nappy time. Hey, we got a hut back. Better sleeping in a bed than the library. Oh, back to the Mine Palace. That's nice. Oh! It's the labyrinth. Andreas, when are you coming home? Dad, I'll be home soon. Don't worry yourself over it. I barely knew your mother before we were married. Besides, you'll need a wife if you're to start your workshop as a master. That's the law. Yes, of course. You're not going to quit this like you quit university, are you? No, of course not. Good. If it weren't for the work I did for the rector, you never would have the opportunity. Most people never get a second chance if they throw something away like that. I know, Dad. We'll see when you get back. Sure, alright. Oh, it's you. I only have the picture of you, the one my brother Daniel made. I really don't have any idea what you're like. Do you want to get married to a stranger? Why should that matter? Right, everyone keeps saying that. That's why I'm saying it to you now, because I'm saying it to myself. Exactly. I'll see you soon, Andreas. For real, I mean. I suppose that's true. Until then. Welcome back, Andreas. It has been too long since you graced this court with your presence. Apologies, Your Majesty. My mind has been preoccupied by a tragedy at Curacao Abbey. What manner of tragedy? The murder of a nobleman, a close friend of the Prince Bishop of Fracing. My friend, Brother Piero, is the abbot's only suspect. I know that he could not have done it. How do you know? Examine your assumptions, my son. In addition to having no motive and violence not being part of his character, he's not physically capable of the act. He is of limited strength and has a palsy in his hand that makes holding a paintbrush difficult. It's inconceivable that he would have the strength and resolve to kill the Baron with a blow to the head. A whole lot of inconceivable shit keeps happening on this hell of an earth, Andreas. I just don't believe he could have done it. There has to be a better explanation. So what do you intend to do about it? When I'm brought before the Archdeacon, I'll tell him what I know about the other people who had motives to kill the Baron. I have to believe he'll see there are much more likely suspects than Piero. Why have you taken this task upon yourself? I have to save Brother Piero's life. He has no one else to help him. Your love and devotion to him speak well of your character. A man who is humble before his elders honors also his gods. Of course you say that, old man. He is right, though. If Andreas doesn't help him, no one will. Exactly. I understand why the brothers and sisters cannot act against the abbot, but I must do something. What does that shift-for-brains abbot care about the death of a useless fart like Lawrence Rothvogel, anyway? Oh no, the Abbey! Who gives a damn about those hypocritical assholes? In any case, Andreas' ability to prevent Piero's death depends on the judgment of the Archdeacon. Wise or foolish, corrupt or just, the Archdeacon will be the first and possibly final arbiter of Piero's guilt. Andreas must win the Archdeacon to his side using the tools favored by men such as him. Reason? When's the last time you met a man who was truly ruled by reason? Wisdom? Wisdom can be shared, but the audience may not comprehend it. Honesty? You must be honest at all things, Andreas, but many are not willing to accept the truth. and the cost of honesty can be high. Socrates, of course, speaks from personal experience. Authority? Despite your talent, you are merely an artist. He has been invested with power by the Prince Bishop of Thracing. You have no authority with him. If reason, wisdom, authority, and honesty cannot triumph, what am I left with? Hope. Lies. Truth. Above all, faith and providence. Well, what do you plan to tell the Archdeacon, Andreas? There were other people in Curacao in passing who had motives to kill the Baron. The widow Kemperin despised Lawrence for maiming her late husband. Maimed how? The Baron beat him savagely following an argument about trespassing on the Kemper's farm. His injuries were so severe that they never truly healed and he needed a cane to walk. He died less than a year ago. Attila is certain it's because of the wounds he received that day. Why did the two quarrel? My understanding that was simply an argument about trespass that got out of hand. And now I suppose that she will lose their home. My apologies, his home. For what reason? Should an aged widow not live out her remaining days in peace? She should, but she won't. She didn't squeeze out any little Kempers for old Rene, so away the house goes. Yes, because women must fight to own property. We exist on the sufferance of men. The widow's motives are clear. The injustice of a law is not immaterial to those who suffer at the expense of it. A good man does not sit idly by while injustice flourishes around it. What the hell is a half-trained artist with half a university degree going to do against the might of the Holy Roman Empire? Idiots! We have established a motive for the widow, Andreas, but there is another matter that requires inquiry. I wonder myself, have you found anything she could have used to kill the Baron? No, not yet. If you wish to convince the Archdeacon that an old woman killed the Baron, you will need more than just a motive. Are there any others you suspect? Sister Matilda was badly beaten by the Baron for resisting his advances. She almost died. Why was the Baron not punished for it? It seems the Baron was beyond the reach of justice, at least at the time. Mother Cecilia sent Sister Matilda away for a hermitage to recover away from the rest of the nuns. How did you come to this understanding? Mother Cecilia told me that the Baron had harmed a nun during his last visit, but would not tell me more. I crept into the Abbey's library after dark and investigated the nuns' admittance records to learn the sister's name. Once I knew the name, I confronted Matilda and she admitted what happened. You risked a great deal by trespassing in the library. Right. Andreas might have seen them amongst the nuns' fucking scandalous behavior. Not that Andreas would know anything about that. Lawrence couldn't get his way with the nun, and he almost killed her for it. I wish I could say it's surprising. Sister Matilda's motive is a powerful one, but by what means may she have killed the Baron? I haven't found a plausible weapon yet. Mortal alone will not convince the Archdeacon. We must find a plausible weapon she could have employed. Are there any others you suspect? Friar Frederick feared the Baron would report his occult interest to inquisitors. How so? Friar Frederick and the Baron shared a fascination with the occult texts. The Baron was pressuring the prior into performing a ritual for him while he was visiting Curacao. When Frederick refused, the Baron threatened to turn him into the Inquisition. How did you come by this knowledge? I really like this conversation. It's a written recap of setting the stage for what's going to go down, probably, based on the evidence you found. I found written evidence. A letter from Frederick to the Baron in which he discusses all these matters. It is a dangerous thing with a monk dabbling in the occult. His very soul could be in danger. Forget the soul. He could have been defrocked, excommunicated, even killed, all for a little curiosity. Better to be stupid and ignorant, that's what I say. We're well aware. That is not the position of the Church, who view these matters suspiciously in the best of circumstances. Friar Frederick feared the loss of his status, his life, and even God's grace. And if killed for less, how might the prior have accomplished the deed? I am not certain. I haven't found anything that I think he could have used as a weapon. It will be a challenge to commit an Archdeacon that a prior committed a murder that was most foul. If you mean to suggest that Frederick is a suspect, you must find a weapon to convince the Archdeacon. Are there others you suspect? I found no other suspects. You have brought a worthy mystery before this court, Andreas. I pray to God we have granted you the insight you need to face the coming challenge. Thank you, Your Majesty. I am prepared to meet the day. Before you go, Andreas, there is one more thing to consider. You will be summoned to the Archdeacon to tell him what you know, but you need not tell him everything. What do you mean? She means you should only tell him the people you don't mind dying. That's one way of putting it. There is a place for a noble lie. This is not one of them. Why? The Baron is dead. All the people with a motive to kill him suffered, either directly or indirectly, from his wickedness. Simply mentioning a name to the Archdeacon may endanger them, whether they had anything to do with the murder or not. Right. No point in throwing everyone waist deep into shit. I protest any attempt at deception, but you must ultimately follow your own conscience, Andreas. Little time stands before you must stand before the Archdeacon. Use it wisely. I will do my best. Until we meet again, Andreas, God be with you. And also with you, Your Majesty. Time to get back to work. How much time do we have? He wants to question me in the chapter house at Non's, which is at least later in the day. Hello, Clark. Spare a moment to chat. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, well, we got our pay at some point. I want to double check the clock in this game. I hope there's a way of doing it. He wanted to talk with us at a time starting with M, I believe. Nons, he wants to talk with us at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, so we do have some time. Hello, Andreas. Say hello to girls today? Ava and Clara? No, I mean the chickens, Peter, James, and John. I'd like to stroke the back in the good stretch. You named your chickens after the apostles. None of us on local flora, I bright and campion would suit them well. I don't know those. Usually I just call them by their color. There's the yellow one in the middle, the purple ones. But I hear about the apostles every day in Mass. They witnessed Jesus' greatest moments of his glory and his darkest trials. And I was thinking, that's how it is with the girls and me. They see everything I deal with around here. You have much in common. You're making fun. It's fine. I get it. I'll just call them those flowers you mentioned from now on. I don't recall your family eating eggs. What do you do with all of them? Oh, we sell them to the banners. Clara says we need the extra money for taxes. Anyway, I should get back to it. Until later, Andreas. Until then. Bill Pete. Let's not go to the farm. I want to go talk to Otto. We got a grave to exhume. Nothing for you. Is he home? He is! Let's dig up that grave. Let's go. Fine, I'll grab my tools. We are doing this blatantly in sight. That is hilarious. So, town carpenter, what's that like? Exhausting, not unlike this here. Satisfying, too, to make things with my hands, to feel the sun on my neck and sap under my fingers. I haven't fallen off a roof yet, so all in all, I can't complain. Being the only carpenter in Tassing must keep you busy. Busy's one word for it, overwork's another. It was easier my dad and I could do the work together, but since his stroke, it is what it is. Is he a doctor? Perhaps something about it can be done. Dr. Stoltz took a look at him. He said there was nothing to be done, and it seemed like we were wasting his time. It was a few years ago. My dad doesn't trust the doctor as far as I could throw him, but thanks. Anyway, the work gets me talking to everyone in town, so I hear all about what's troubling people. Many people in Tassing are struggling, Andreas, the peasants especially. I heard as much from Clara. They used to be able to pay a portion of their taxes and crops, but the abbots put an end to that. Now if they get a bad price from the miller, they don't have enough to pay the abbey. That's exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about. The abbot might own the land, but he doesn't work it. He just reaps the benefit of others' efforts. But it's not just him. The law, imperial law, that's what gives him the power. So maybe the laws have to change. Someone should do something about that. Who, though? Not city tradesmen like you. Too much work. We don't want to get your hands dirty. And I should get back to digging. It's gonna take a while. This is all on my own. There are ways to go yet. Why don't you take a look around? Oh, Father Matthias is here. With a wooden headstone, too. Things must be worse for the abbey than I thought. The abbey must be having money troubles. That would explain why the abbot's wringing the peasants dry. The rest of the abbots are in the crypt or under the church. I took a look at them while inspecting the foundations with Endris. Curacao is built on top of an old Roman fort. Not cheap to maintain by any means. Surely they could do better than a wooden gravestone. Take it up with the abbot if it bothers you so much. Me, I think they should all get wood. Sister Maria, the librarian, probably before your time. I was a boy when she passed. My father spoke well of her, though. Said she reminded him of his own grandmother, a sweet woman who loved the Lord. I expect the abbot will have her dug up soon. Ah, for the crypt. A ghoulish tradition I've always thought. What's dead should remain buried. But then, they don't have much space here, and many of the monks aren't long for death themselves, so... Mother Brunhilde Abbaticia? I doubt anyone's in that one. Given the age, I guess she's been long moved to the Abbey crypt by now. You worried Father Gurno might try to punish us for this? God willing, we'll be done before he finds out about it. So you want me to speed it up? Sure, what do you care about my back? Christ. Oh, God. Short, angry monk coming this way. Matthew's not going to like this. I could hide, but then I'd be putting Otto in a tough spot. He's not going to be happy with me if he has to deal with Matthew on his own. But this could be the clue that unlocks the truth about who killed Lorenz. What's a little trouble if it saves an innocent man's life? Ah, this is going to be rough. Is all well here? Why would it not be? Why have you chorused a carpenter digging up the late brother Gerhard? Someone has disturbed this grave, and I'm that is curious if you're telling the truth. Even so, Brother Gerhard's grave is not your concern. You are not a member of this community. It's my duty to prevent mischief such as this. I don't worry. You may have lost your hat, Andreas, and with it, any common sense you possess. Master Mela, you just admitted to being unable to prevent a child from pilfering your hat. I do not know how you believe this would let you get away with this macabre caper. Is that going to cause problems for you? Proving Piero's innocence is what matters. You got convictions after all. Well, the sun won't wait, so I'll better get back to digging. Okay, we can keep looking around. Brother Jacob from Cologne, did you ever meet him? We spoke a couple of times. He was a funny man. Just about the only one of these monks with a sense of humor. A funny monk, I'm sad to have missed him. He had a gift for manipulating his features and his voice to imitate the other monks. A man like that is wasted in an abbey. Well, I've reached a body, but what, is something wrong with it? Looks fine enough, decay notwithstanding, but someone stuffed the sack under the ribs. Good God, let me see. Oh my God! Well, that's a bloody thing. What a strange collection of objects. Strange how. Two are plated with precious metals and engraved, a silver chased rod and a golden plate. The rods have symbols of the zodiac on them. The plate has some script I don't recognize. And a knife seems ordinary enough, but together with the other two buried here, why would someone bury them here together? Because they're forbidden. Wait, there's blood on some of the symbols on this rod. Dried to be certain, but not old. Fenric tried cleaning this, but wasn't able to remove all the blood. Could that be what was used to kill Lawrence? Who buried this here anyway? I can't say, but it may be connected to the Baron's murder. What? None of this makes sense. What's going on here, Andreas? That's what I need to figure out, Otto. Thank you for your help. Can I go to the bell instead of eating? Let's find out. Bloody silver rod. Does that complete? Prior friend recommend. Oh, hang on. Trace, I believe it may belong to prior friend Rick. Two hours remain. I wonder if I could go to the spinning fest before then. Because they did say in the afternoon, but the afternoon is when... Let's at least try. Is it an upper town, perhaps? Maybe by the farm. Or this farm, maybe. Give it a sec, Hetty. I can't go up right now, it seems. Oh, I can through this, actually. Oh. Why are you skulking out the window for? Okay, sure. Good. Father... Oh! Father Thomas will be joining as well. Okay. Thank you for joining us, Father Thomas. It's an honor to have you at our table. Please, Ulrich, there's no need to stand on ceremony. You know I enjoy sharing a meal with you and your family, especially when Gret serves her rye. God bless you, Father. You're too kind. How has Peter been lately, Andreas? Bad mood, but nothing unusual for him. Most of the peasants are in a bad mood. Between the miller and the abbot's taxes, they're in a hard place. More than a few families are having difficulties paying their bills. I can offer them credit, but I worry about the town's future when times are so hard for them. The Kirtners are struggling to pay them taxes since the abbot raised them. It's made more difficult because the abbot won't allow them to pay in kind with their crops. Between the abbot's taxes and Lenhart's fees at the mill, they're struggling. If I could give them some relief, I must provide it joyfully. You have a kind heart, Ulrich. Perhaps too kind, though I do love that about you. Should this really be your concern, Ulrich? If the peasants are unhappy with their taxes or the miller's fee, they could propose a change. They could try advocating for themselves. They may speak as Christian to Christian. Surely they could find common ground. Well, in any case, is the miller not entitled to recompense for his labors? Is the abbot not entitled to taxes as the rightful lord of the land? That's the way it always has, always will be. Lenhart takes more than is fair. His behavior is not Christ-like. And will you be the one to judge him, Ulrich Alban? Will you judge the abbot as well? This is no matter to tease about. The peasants are suffering. The causes are plain to see. Their concern is admirable, Ulrich, but take care at how you speak about this. May I suggest that you speak to him on the peasant's behalf. Don't make accusations, but share your concerns. I have not found him to be an unreasonable man. With all respect, Father, I've been dealing with Lenhart Miller and his father for over 20 years. I know the character of the Muller men. Kindness and reason are not in their nature. God's love is within all of us, Ulrich, even Lenhart Muller. Andreas, don't you think Ulrich should try reasoning with him? That's what I'm saying. Come now, we must always have hope for our fellow man. I have faith in Christ and love for Lenhart. Hope for him is more than I can muster at the moment, Father. Oh, did I mention Sister Matilda came by today to buy bread for the sisters? She had a dark cloud over her. I think the Baron's death had upset many of the brothers and sisters of the Abbey. I can only imagine a murder that violent, especially of a nobleman. Sister Matilda seems so strong. I don't think I've seen her like this before. Speak to her often? Yes, when she comes to buy bread. The Abbey can make some of their own, but we provide the rest. She walks with that Bohemian monk, Brother Waslov. He makes her laugh. Oh my, that's lovely. It's not appropriate. But Father, surely friendship between a brother and sister united in Christ is all right, isn't it? Not if they are sworn to celibacy now. Troubling. Perhaps I should speak to Father Gournot about it. Oh, that was an excellent meal, Gret. Thank you so much for inviting me into your home. Of course, Father, we're always honored to have you. As you say, I suppose. Well, I should get back to the counter. The Barian ladies will be back to their bread soon. Thank you for a seat at your table. It was our pleasure. He's here! The Inquisitor alarm! It's a good thing we found the body. Hello, you're the artist from Nuremberg. Andreas Mahler, journeyman artist at your service. Ah, that was it, Mahler. Someone mentioned you dabbled at university for a year or two. Funny. You're staying with the Gertners, yes? The Abbey does have a guest house, you know. The Gertners are good people. They're farmers. Tassing is full of miserable people like them. Everyone's been kind to me. You haven't done anything to cross them yet. If you do well, you'll see what I mean. They expect you to perform miracles, but I'm not a saint. The rest of the townsfolk, well, there can't be more than a handful of them that don't know how to spell their own names. Father Gournot is too soft with them, but I suppose he has to get them placated or list riots on his land. Fortunately, I do not intend to stay in Tassing long. Where are you planning to go instead? Innsbruck might be more worth my time. I recommend you don't linger here either, Mahler. Or you soon find yourself trapped in a marriage to a mouse-faced girl with dirt under her nails. And what are you darkening my doorstep for? You should be sprinting out of these mountains. In any case, I must ask you to go. I have plenty of work to do. Good day. Until later, Dr. Stolz. Check our rune port. Seems good. I think we missed the spelt the B. Let's double check the quest log. One moment. Anything up by the mill? Probably not. Well, let's go face the music and at least start the long and probably very stressful conversation with the investigator. He's here somewhere, probably. Nope, he's not up here. Sorry, Andreas, I can't let you down there. Oh, he's down there, okay. What am I gonna do, elope with him? I know. You know this is absurd, do you? I'm not going to gay shame him. Oh. Unless... No, okay, no. In the abbot's house, maybe? Did the quest journal say where he is? In the chapter house, okay. Now I just gotta find my way there in this maze of a place. Ah, right here. Andreas. Excuse me, I'm here at the Archdeacon's request. He can wait a moment. I think I'm unaware of your actions in the Abbey in the past few days. You are mistaken. Oh? You exhumed the corpse of one of the brothers of this Abbey? I should have expected that cur Otto Zimmerman would help you with a ghoulish task. He'll pay for his role in this obscenity in due time. I was only trying to help brother. It's too late for apologies. Leave it out, chicken. Try not to perjure yourself. God save you, Andreas Mahler. Please state your name for our records. Andreas Mahler, artist, recently of Venice. Really? What brought you all the way to Upper Boravia? Oh, yeah, let's pick that first one. Very well, thank you. And Arnold, please write that down. I think we're ready to begin. Of course, Your Reverence. Now then, Master Mayor, what was your relation to Lorenz, the Baron Rothvogel? I only knew him for a day, but we were on friendly terms. Do you feel you had a sense of him as a person? Yes, Your Reverence. How would you characterize him? A nobleman, for all the good and ill that goes with that title. Do you have a problem with the nobility, Master Miller? Is this germane in the investigation, Your Reverence? I determine what is germane, and have you already forgotten who asks the questions here? My apologies, Your Reverence. Do you know of anyone who had a reason to harm the Baron? I can think of a few people. Good, that might help us solve this problem that faces us. The Baron Rothvogel was murdered here in this very room. Someone did it. Father Giorno believes it was one of his own monks, Brother Piero. I have met with Brother Piero and questioned him at length. While it seems unlikely that a man of his age and temperament could murder the Baron, he was discovered in flagrante delictio. Stop talking. If you wish to advocate on behalf of Brother Piero, I suggest shutting your mouth until I ask you a question. Piero had reasons to resent the Baron, the loss of his work, the insistence on discussing the writings of the troublemaker from Wittenberg. And for his age and infirmity, I myself have read of many cases to which a man of modest strength succumbs to the temptations of the devil. Once seized by a devilish fervor, the poor sinner gains an infernal power that allows him to inflict grievous wounds, sometimes fatal. What I am saying is that, in spite of the curious senses, Brother Piero is the most plausible perpetrator of this most vile act. I understand you are on friendly terms with Brother Piero. You also interacted with the Baron both in the town and the Abbey. Did you witness anything that suggests someone else could have murdered Baron Rothvogel? That is an extraordinary claim, Andreas. The Abbot speaks highly of both the Prior, and he oversees both your and Brother Piero's work, does he not? Yes, Your Reverence. An extraordinary claim requires extraordinary evidence for me to take it seriously. Why should I take the word of an artist over a respected officer of this Abbey? I can provide evidence of Prior Frederick's motive. Please do. Baron Rothvogel, you have proof of this? I have a letter the Prior wrote to the Baron. Tell Jacob Essler him material gossip. In it, the Prior mentions that he will not perform a ritual for the Baron, even if the Baron does follow through and threat to implicate him to Inquisitors to Innsbruck. An implication of necromancy is a serious matter. The Prior's position would have been in peril, possibly even his life. And how do you believe Prior Fenric would have killed the Baron? I pray you will not say it was a magical ritual. I found a silver rod that belonged to Prior Fenric. It had dried blood on it. A silver rod? Likely a magical tool of some kind, but it is of a size and weight appropriate for the head wound the Baron received. How did you come to possess this item? In truth, there were all a little grave digging. Master Mela, while it's not my place nor my task to hold you liable for what you've done, I will be informing Father Journo. Is there anything else to say about the Prior? No, Your Reverence. Very well. Who else may have wanted to see the Baron dead? What cause did she have? The Baron was responsible for the death of her husband. Responsible how? Years ago, when the Baron visited Tassing, he quarreled with Renning Kemper. The two came to blows. According to the widow, the Baron beat Renning so severely he never fully healed from his injuries. He died not long ago and their home is in legal jeopardy. The widow held the Baron responsible for all of this. And how do you propose this woman killed the Baron? He was not in the prime of his life, but certainly a robust man from all accounts. Even a healthy man can be killed by a blow to the back of the head. Yes, but with what? Honestly, I don't know. No murder weapon was found in the chapter house, nor anyone discovered a weapon the widow could have used. That complicates the matter. Do you know anything else about the widow? Interesting. Thank you, Master Mela. Anyone else would want to kill the Baron? Why would one of the sisters have ill will towards the Baron? It's my understanding the sisters have little interaction with him. He certainly had time enough to cause offense. Please explain. On his last visit several years ago, the Baron attempted to have his way with one of the sisters. She refused him and beat her within an inch of her life. I'm not reading all this out loud. This is getting intense again. Oh, okay. Let's leave it at that. Stonemason, he would have found such a tool. I'm not implicating a kid. Yeah, there's way more notes. Whoever did this has been really busy. Oh, shit. Oh! Oh, we managed to convince him it was the Prior. Well, we saved, We saved... we sure saved one guy! Yeah, Andreas. You missed the trial, Andreas. The Archdeacon read him all the charges and found him guilty. I I don't think Fenric did it. The Archdeacon got it wrong. He's guilty of something. Oh, here comes the procession. Did I miss anything? No, you're fine. Andreas. Otto. No, I'm not watching. Thank you for cutting to black. I know this was you're doing, Andreas. How dare you? Do you not understand the pressure I'm under to keep this abbey together? We're no longer welcome at Kirsau, Andreas Mahler. I will send your final payments to Gurkhas. May you have a long and successful career in Nuremberg, and may you never travel this way again. Andreas non grata. End Act 1 out of the abbot's favor. Achievement unlocked. Andreas, has the time come for you to leave us? I'm afraid so, Brother Piero. This farewell will have to be brief. Father Garano made it clear it was no longer welcome at Kirsau. I pray that time will soften Father Abbott's heart. I hope he eventually realizes you were only trying to help me. This is a sad parting, but inevitable. I had hoped you would stay a bit longer. But the world needs you more than Kirsau does. You've gone beyond this old abbey and become a master in your own right. I will miss you, my son. I will keep you out of trouble when I'm gone. I pray that this is the last trouble I will see in my old age, and I have God and you to thank for getting me out of it. Come, your masterpiece is complete. May I see it one last time before you go? Please, I value your assessment. The opinion of one old monk matters little. All the time I am excited to see it finished at last. Ooh. It is a masterpiece, truly worthy of the word. And it appears you took my advice to heart. What advice was that? Put yourself into the work, not just to interpret another artist's work, but to transform it into something true. This shows the world as it is, as you have seen it, even if it is not what we may want to see. Though it is not my place to say so, I am proud of you, Andreas. What's this? A scarf of parchment? Do not return here. A warning. Whose hand is this? It doesn't look like Brother Adok's or Brother Guy's. We found a similar note in the Baron's clothing. They must have been written by someone who knows the darkest secrets of the town and this abbey. They tugged at those strings to kill the Baron, like someone pulling at threads that have been buried in the past. A frightening thought, but who would do such a thing? I wish I knew. Do not trouble yourself overly about it. Your future lies outside these walls. I hope that you will have the time to visit me once or twice in your travels before the Lord takes me. I'll come as often as I can, assuming Father Gurno doesn't forbid it. We must have faith that better days lie ahead for all of us. God bless you, Andreas Mahler. Thank you for your friendship. Until next time. Oh! Are you alright, Master Andreas? What? Are you alright, Master Andreas? Yes, thank you. I was just remembering him. Trying to, anyway. It doesn't come easily anymore. Oh. Would you like me to leave you alone? No. No, Caspar. It's not necessary. There's nothing to be done about it now. It's too late. So many things. Andreas Mailer. I never expected to see your face here again. Have you been in Nuremberg for these last 7 years? No, Nuremberg for a few years, but I received some lucrative commissions abroad. Oh, fuck. Shit. We have more character choices. Spanish and Arabic seems useful. I spent a few years in Aragorn. They're quite fond of the Netherlandish painters, and my style was, well, close enough. I was still conducting those ghastly inquisitions there. Across the peninsula, less so in Aragorn. Why? I find them cruel. The Jews were ejected from Dijon as well, an ugly part of our history. Surprised you care at all. Well, none of that elite don't fire to save everyone, but I don't think it's right what happened to them. In spite of your extensive travels and success, you're still not welcome at Curacao. The abbot hasn't forgotten what happened. 7 years isn't all that long. I wanted to pay my respects to... I understand the Father Abbot expelled you from the Abbey. What were you expecting? A hero's welcome. The Golden Hand? I'll tell him, but I can't imagine he'll care. Why is he so rude? God bless you. Now be off. Revolution. June 1525. I see. The monks seem unhappy to see you, Master Andreas. Why is the abbot so angry with you? Towards the end of my stay in Tassing, there was a murder at Curacao Abbey, a nobleman. Father Gurno panicked and accused my friend, Brother Piero, of committing the crime. He was executed for the crime. You got someone killed? Well, you couldn't let your friend die. Why didn't you mention it before? Well, I suppose it must have been a hard situation about if the abbot is still mad at you. I had to make difficult choices. Maybe they're the long ones. I've had to live with that. Why did you come here if we're not welcome? I wanted to pay my respects to Brother Piero. And to be honest, I'm not looking forward to returning to Nuremberg. This commission is an obscene vanity piece under the pretext of a religious scene. My patrons just want to celebrate themselves and their wealth. I dread each new commission more than the last. Each step I take towards home is agonizing. But, Master, you're famous and rich. Your work is wonderful. When I saw your altarpiece at Nuremberg, I begged my father to help me become your apprentice. I don't understand how you could accomplish all that you have and be unhappy. Once, I wanted this life so much that it consumed my every waking thought. I don't know if I've changed or if what I wanted was never really will. Maybe I've been a fool this whole time. I want life to be bit better for you, kid. Alright. Yes, Master Andreas. Shouldn't be burdening you with this shit. I'm sorry, kid. Come, let's visit my old friend Klaus. It's been too long. As you like, Master Andreas. We didn't accomplish nearly as many of the quests as we should have, maybe. Well, Piero died of natural causes. I see. That's as good a place to leave as any, and I can't stay here forever. That was the end of Act 1 of Pentiment. That sure was a lot. We'll be back next time with more. I'll see you later. Goodbye.